Hello YouTube, welcome to another Dark Vigilante Resident Evil 2 playthrough. This is going to be Leon's second Hardcore S+, no Magnum and no damage run. This will probably be the last Resident Evil 2 run that I do for quite a while. I've accomplished basically everything I want to. We got an under an hour run. We have first and second scenarios with no Magnum and no submachine gun. So I'm pretty happy with what we have put together on my channel so far, so hopefully you'll like this last video. And this one was definitely one of the harder ones for some reason. Mr. X was, or I guess Super Tyrant at the very end, was giving me a lot of issues. So, kind of an interesting fight I had with him. So I hope you guys enjoy the playthrough here, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Really not much to say in the early parts. It's pretty similar to the Magnum run, only because you still need all the key items, so the pathing is not really that different. The only real difference would be, obviously we're not going to pick up the red book or the statue inside the library, or the badge, or the jewel, or the case, the jewelry box rather. So none of those. The rest of it is pretty darn similar. So. It was a pretty interesting opening. They're kind of like spread apart in weird spots. Sometimes you get that. If that ever happens to you, just in the game right then and there, don't even bother. In this playthrough, I will kill a liquor that I don't normally kill in some of my other run-throughs of old. I do kill that liquor every single time now, only because for some reason that liquor stays aggroed. And when we get to that part, I'll let you know where that is, but I'm not sure why. That, like, it didn't used to stay aggroed. There was like a patch or two where it wasn't staying aggroed, and then all of a sudden it was, so I'm not really sure what the deal is with that, but I actually get pretty lucky here. Just using the Matilda to bypass these two zombies saved us a few extra pistol rounds. Don't really need the savings on the pistol rounds, but why not? We are going to keep this knife on us because we need to kill that liquor in the hallway that'll be coming up fairly soon. You will see me use some strategies that I used to do, which is I'm going to use the handgun a little bit more, especially since we aren't going to be able to get the Magnum, or we're choosing not to get the Magnum. That means shotgun shells are definitely going to be at a premium because we're going to be needing to use them for a lot of things. So you'll see me kind of like use the handgun whenever I can. It'll take a little bit more time because of that. I think we end up at like 1 hour 24 minutes, but that's still pretty decent. That's not bad. You can easily do it without doing that, but... And in here, we're going to get the ammo. We're going to leave the flash grenade on that table for now, because we don't have enough room for it. So I will come back for that later, in case you're wondering. We need all the flash grenades we can get. All the flash grenades belong to you. And in case it wasn't obvious, we're only going to be mixing shotgun shells. That is it. We have no interest in handgun ammo or anything else. Try to have a little bit better aim than I do there. I think I whiffed a shot, but that's okay. Double decap is still pretty on point. I realized I didn't open the shutter first because I wanted to grab the board. That's my mistake on the pathing there. I apologize for that. put the fuse in, then go grab the board and the ammo so you don't have to backtrack like I did. There's also some ammo on the body here. If you want it, need it, whatever the case may be. In the main hallway, I generally just avoid the zombies in here. I don't really see a point in killing them right now.
Hello?
So
When
we come back through after we get through with the library, that's when we're going to kill them. This hallway here is where that liquor is going to be that I told you that stays aggroed.
What in the...
We're going to basically lure it down off the wall and knife it. Only try this if you're at 120 frames or higher. Don't be doing this at like 30 to 60. I do not believe it'll work. I don't know, like it may stun them. It's possible that it stuns them to where you could, you know, keep them stunned like I do, but I'm not sure. It's definitely something I wouldn't want to do if I wasn't sure. If somebody's done this on like PS4, Xbox One or something, let me know if it works. We're not going to be grabbing any of the, what would you call those? Keys from the keyboard or the number pad in the weapons locker room. We're going to ignore that. You can do that to get the side pouch, or excuse me, the hip pouch. Side pouch is the original game, hip pouch is this game. That would give you a little bit more room, which is kind of nice, I guess. I don't find that it's super necessary to have that, and honestly, the risk you kind of have to, like, take in order to get it isn't, in my opinion, worth it, plus the extra time. You can get by without it. And this is not a speed run, so, you know, time is not, like, super important to me here. Decap a few of these zombies close in, basically because we kind of just want to get them out of the way. I do come back through this hallway one more time after we deal with the main hallway, main entrance, whatever you'd like to call it. So if those zombies were there, we'd probably have to either stun them or deal with them then anyway. I like it when you get the decap when they're already down like that, because then you know for sure they're down. Unfortunately, a lot of the zombies are going to be like where you need to walk. So if they're not actually down, a lot of times they can lunge and grab you and then you're toast. It's the end of your run right then and there. So I would strongly suggest poking them at least 3 times with your handgun. Because there's a pretty strong chance in hardcore they're not dead. This difficulty in specific is very difficult when it comes to actually knowing whether the zombies are dead. Wow, we're getting a lot of decaps with the 45. The 45 does have a higher rate of decapitation, at least it seems like to me. I've never actually looked it up, but from my experience, it's always been better than the Matilda in terms of decapitation, so I personally think it does have a higher rate. And in case you didn't know, we kill that zombie because if we don't, he gets back up when we detonate the C4, so we really don't want that. Don't forget to get the second knife there. If you have the infinite knife, you can use that on Birkin as well if you want. the knife does not lower your grade. The infinite knife does not lower your grade. So if you have it and you use it, you're perfectly fine. Just keep in mind, if you use it as a self-defense item, you're going to need to pick it up after you destroy or kill or whatever enemy you use it on if you're using it for a defensive weapon. So don't lose it on an enemy where you're not going to kill them, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Big boy here is trying to give me some trouble. For some reason, this guy always has like a crap ton of health. Always is very, very difficult to kill. He doesn't get up very often, but like he just tanks a bunch of shells to the face. And the guy eating the booty there, he won't get up unless you go up the ladder or fall through the upstairs walkway. I believe he might get up if there's an explosion or like a rocket launch or something too. But we're not using anything like that, so another decap. We're going to go over here to the unicorn statue. We're going to solve it. It's going to be Kids Scale Worm. And if you don't have enough inventory space there, you could leave that and come back where Mr. X comes through, where he spawns. After he goes through the other door, you could actually go the back way and grab that on your way to detonate the C4. Just as like a recommendation for somebody if they don't have enough inventory space there. Decap look like. Marvin's also very dangerous. If you don't get the decap, he can take a ton of rounds. He'll get up at least twice, sometimes 3 to 4 times. I have seen 4 times, so. The lion statue solution is going to be Crown Fire Dove. Always back off of them when they do that, because sometimes they'll like lunge even though they fell like that, so be real careful of that. I've definitely had that end to run. I just stay away from them. Since I was already over there killing her, I just decided to go use our spade key. And then we'll use the third use of the spade key, the final use, on the office, the police officer's office, so that we can go back through to the STAR's office. You could take the other way around as well. That's up to you if you want. You could also put the medallions in so that you don't have to worry about space there if you wanted to. And right here I actually got grabbed by the bigger zombie. That's really rare. He doesn't generally get up. And as you could see, it only took 1 shot to keep him down after that. So that was kind of my fault for not making sure better. But that's another good reason to have your knives on you, is so that if that actually happens, you know, you're not in a spot where you're going to take damage like fairly early on in the run. You know, we're not even 15 minutes in and we would have been done already. So that would have been not very much fun. So I think it's a pretty decent idea to have the knives on you, or at least one. You know, having 2 does take up a lot, but having just the 1 is always nice. The reason I'm bringing the pistol with me is we're getting ready to do G1, and I knew as soon as I had to use that knife as a defensive item, I was going to have to shoot G1 a few times in order to kill him, because we're not going to have enough knife durability to actually get him. So I am bringing that for that purpose. It likely won't take very many rounds, but you'll see me do something you don't normally see me do, and that's because we got grabbed there by that bigger zombie that was banging on the the vending machine. So I triggered Mr. X there, and then ran into the STAR's office. Either way, he gets triggered when you come in here, but if you trigger him before you go in, what he'll do is he'll actually go the way you came in from, because that's the only path he can go, and he can't come in here. So if you do that, he'll go the other way, basically. And then you can come over here and unlock this. If you are watching this and you are planning to come back through the sewer and back into RPD for the third time, make sure that you remember to go this way on purpose, because it'll save you the trouble of having to go through the liquors, which is paramount. I mean, that's just obvious. You have to walk through liquors, you can't run through them. They're obviously very dangerous as well. It's not really worth it. That's a much safer path.
Jesus Christ!
So Mr. X did come into the room there with us because we made him aggro the other direction. That's fine. What we'll do is we'll purposely fall through the floor. He'll go the long way, and then we'll just basically climb up the shortcut stairs. Or ladder. And then we'll go back in and grab the medallion. Mr. X is kind of... Once you understand how he works, he's like super easy to trick / avoid. He's really no threat, honestly. Like, the zombies are more of a threat to you than he is. Unless you're just supremely unlucky, which is rare, or you're just not really paying attention to how you're, pulling him along. Him being somewhat close to you is kind of beneficial so he doesn't teleport out in front of you. So, like, if he was chasing you, it wouldn't be the worst thing if he was, like, somewhat close to you. I actually prefer that, because I had a run once where I actually had him pop out of the second floor waiting room, and I don't think I got hit, but it was really close. It scared the crap out of me. Because he teleported, basically. He was so far away they had teleport near me, which was not fun. As you can see, I left the lion and unicorn medallions and then picked them all up on my way down. You could do that too if you want to. If you have space, you wouldn't need to do that. Especially if you put the knives away. Or at least one knife away, you'd have an extra inventory slot to deal with those medallions. It really doesn't make much of a difference. And you're now done with RPD 1. Easy. Hand grenade in the basement. We won't be returning to the basement, so it's best to just grab it now. If you were coming back through RPD, like I said, to get the Magnum, you could probably pick it up then too. I don't think that would be a bad time to pick it up. I tend to just pick it up when I go to do G1 so I don't forget. It's dark down there, and it's not like it's something I would spot if I was just like walking through it, probably. Alright, so again, we only have one knife that's full durability, the other one's basically broken.
Gotta take it down.
I'm just going to use this one up to completion. And he's going to grab me. We're going to use our second one for a defensive knife. So now we're out of knives. We got to take him out with our handgun. Now, I might have got him there before he hit me, but I didn't want to take the chance. So I just created a little bit of distance, popped him a couple more times, and he went down. So if you're ever in that situation where your knife had to be used for a defensive purpose, that's basically what I would recommend. Just make sure you equip the one with the most durability first. Because if you don't do that, you're going to regret it. So next up, we're going to go through basement, or rather the parking garage, I guess. And we have to deal with the dogs. Not that big a deal. We're going to shotgun a few. And I think I may actually have handgunned a few. I want to say that's right. Would make sense to do that because, you know, it saves on shoddy ammo. And by the end of the game, I don't have a ton of shotgun ammo left to complete the game. I think I had around 7 shots left of shotgun ammo. Something like that. So...
Hey! I'm not done talking to you.
Decap the jail zombie so that we don't get bit on the leg. If the flashbang doesn't go off in the exact right place. Highly recommended. Absolutely worth a shotgun shell for that. You could even pistol him if you wanted to, I guess. Just easier. He's laying there, he's not moving. You have a 0% chance of missing him with the shotgun. Only 1 shell. I think it's worth it. The shotgun is like really good when you know you're going to get a decapitation. A lot of times, you know, when they're moving around, they're stumbling and stuff, it's difficult. You know, you can easily whiff a shotgun round because a zombie like kind of stumbles or lunges at you or something. A shooting range for some more shells. The shotgun. Leon does not need the diamond key, nor will we be picking it up. However, in the morgue we will be grabbing the flash grenade. First, we gotta deal with the dogs in the kennel. If you're trying to save time there, the shotgun would be obviously significantly faster. The first playthrough, I don't mind shotgunning all the dogs because you have a little bit more ammo to play with because you don't have to kill G5, or in Leon's case, G4. You don't have to worry quite as much about your ammo usage because once you fight G3, you're basically done with using the shotgun. So you don't have to worry about that at all. You're going to use grenades and flashes on Mr. X, Super Tyrant, so you don't really care about the shotgun after that. And you don't need the rockets from the rocket launcher in the first playthrough either for G4/5. No point in killing that dog, just run away. This one, however, will run around and attack you if you don't kill it. Make sure you do. Sneaky boy jumps over the stuff there. The garage dogs you can deal with now, as I'm going to, or you can come back later when you're ready and you have the parking garage card. Excuse me, not when you have the card, when you have the cube conductors. When you're ready to do that puzzle, you could deal with them then. I usually just do it right away so I don't forget and come sprinting in here. I backed off here because they got a little bit, like, close. I was worried they were going to nail me there. That's all three. Be really careful with the door. Even though they can't come through the door, they can still hit you in that opening. And it does count as damage, and it will end your run right then and there. Because that is considered damage. We're going to put some stuff away that I don't need. We don't need so many shotgun shells. We're going to find a bunch more once we raise the shutter. Watch out for these zombies. They can be a little tricky. This guy went clear into the other room for some reason. I don't know why. Generally doesn't do that, but decided that was necessary this time, I guess. Elliot's also kind of in an odd position. And we're going to go back for that flash grenade. If you're going to do this, you need to go straight in and straight out because there is a zombie right there. So if you take any extra amount of time there, there's a good chance you're going to get grabbed. And you may need to use that flash grenade in order to not get bit right there. So I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you're absolutely fast and certain of yourself there. I am going to grab the gunpowder in the bottom of the stairs here in the locker. This is an optional thing. It does take up a little bit more time. But again, my aim is not the best. And I want to make sure that we actually get through the run without running out of ammo at some point. So we're just going to go ahead and do it. There will be another item box coming up after this shortly, where we get the club key, we kill 2 zombies, and there's also a save point as well as a box, an item box in there. So if you if you're getting full and you need to put some stuff away, you can definitely do that in there. Just remember that once you come down the ladder in Leon's game, he breaks the ladder. In Claire's game, she doesn't, so she can come back through there. Handgun ammo over there on the bench near the helicopter that's on fire if you want it. After I've dealt with the dogs, I generally don't worry about handgun ammo anymore. I don't really need it, so I don't even bother grabbing it most of the time. And we do want to keep the at least one flash grenade on us for the jail cell, so we don't forget. You could grab it right before you go down if you want. Really doesn't matter. Whatever's easier and prudent for you. And there, if you didn't have an extra regular gunpowder, there's going to be a large gunpowder in the bell room that you could use, which is probably a better choice. You're likely to get 5 or 6 shells out of your mixture instead of, I believe I got 3 there. So. Here, I baited out a swing. That's completely unnecessary. You can just remove it. And if you forgot to open the spade key door up here, you can actually go down the stairs right there. But remember, there's a zombie in there. So, while you could go that way, it would definitely be more dangerous, and we don't want to lose our flash grenade on that random zombie. So, I would highly recommend either having the spade key on you, and then open that door as you get to it, or use it the way that I showed earlier, whichever is easier for you. Here there will be another liquor. However, if we aggro this liquor, it will actually leave this room. That's exactly what we do. The window is boarded up, so there shouldn't be any zombies in the immediate area, and there's not. If you don't board up that window, there will sometimes be 2 zombies in there, and you really don't want 2 zombies in there. So I would highly recommend having that board put up there. We'll bamboozle Mr. X and continue up to the library to use the jack handle. Hopefully you moved over the shelves like I did, or else this part could be a little tricky with Mr. X trying to chase you, that's for sure. It's one of those things a lot of people tend to forget, and then they immediately regret, because Mr. X is difficult to lose. Push all 3 shelves to the 4th. Now we can run across. There are 2 more last zombies in RPD we're going to kill as we go into the bell room. And then we won't be killing any more zombies inside of RPD because we're going to be leaving and not coming back. The only reason I kill these 2 is basically they're in my way. You could try to like stun them and get by them, I suppose, but I don't really think it's worth it. Just take them out. You could take them out on your way out of this room, like going back as well. That's another thing you could do, but you got to be really leery that they could be like right on top of that door. So I think killing them before you come in here is safest, best. Did grab the large gunpowder there. I think the cogs are fairly obvious. When you first enter the room, you use the large cog, then you pick it back up. You go to the top, you take the small one off, you put the large one in its place, and then you come down here, and you put the small one in this, and basically that's it. Pretty simple, most people know that one, it's not difficult to remember.
Hope I don't have to write a report on this.
Simple swapperoo, basically. Always a good idea to check for Mr. X there. Sometimes he can be pretty close to the door. You open the door, you get smashed in the face. Usually not. But occasionally it does happen. If you haven't done it already, equip your flash grenade, If you don't have one, you're going to need to hit up an item box before you get down there. Otherwise, you're going to regret it. By far the easiest, most reliable method to get out of the jail is just tossing a flashbang and running the F out of there. Way, way easier. That cube conductor solution is always the same. So if you follow what I did there, it'll always be that. For Leon only. I do believe Claire's is different. So keep that in mind.
Give me a break.
Try not to have Mr. X actually swing here. Be right on the edge of where he would swing. Because we don't want him to get too far behind when we throw the flashbang. And you want to try to throw it over those two zombies so that it hits the hallway as well. Because there's a number of zombies there as well. If you throw it short, sometimes there's a chance that it won't stun one of them. And they can come out from the right and nab you. You should probably hug the left wall. Either way would be safer, I would think. I got a decent throw there, so I wasn't really worried, but just to be prudent, it probably would be a good idea just to hug the left wall. Alligator is always the same. Ada's is always the same, so I probably won't have much to say. Alligator is left, right, wait for 2 bites, back to the left, shoot the pipe, kill the alligator, and then the Ada's part is exactly how I'll show it. So you probably won't hear me say much because there's not really much to say during, excuse me, during this section.
Going through that gun shop looks like the only way. What a mess. Heard of the Umbrella Corporation? They're a pharmaceutical company secretly making bioweapons. They have a virus. It turns people into indestructible monsters.
That explains the horrible things I've seen.
And that's why I'm looking for a net. She's the one about this is how we get to it.
Based on what you've said, the sewer seems fitting.
Well said. After you.
Gee, thanks. Can't imagine a real scientist being down here. Come on. Sewers are run by the city. How could they have a facility without the authorities knowing?
Welcome to corporate America. Umbrellas control Raccoon City.
Jesus! That an earthquake? What the hell? No chance. You're stuck with me to the end. Ugh. Holy shit! Chew on that, you overgrown son of a bitch.
Leon, up here.
What the hell was...
Just get up here. Can't say I didn't warn you.
You said the virus turned people into monsters, not reptiles.
Fair point. I'm just impressed you made it in one piece.
So let me get this straight. Umbrella sells monsters like that to who? Our military? Somebody else's?
They don't sell the monsters. They sell the viruses that make them. And Annette is who makes the viruses. Scary as that alligator was, Annette is far more dangerous. You can run, Annette, but you can't hide. It's secret weapon time. Got you now. Always been good at running, Annette. Even that. Persistent bastard, aren't you? Bravo. Gonna burn me alive now.
You'll never get your filthy hands on the G.
I'm not the only one after it. You realize that?
And you won't die alone.
She's doing?
Visitor clearance confirmed. Your ID is authorized until October 1st. Please return before this date.
Not gonna happen.
Ada? Where are you? That's a pleasant smell.
Alright, so now that we're done with Claire, I was going to say Claire, Ada's part, go back to Leon. We're going to grab the shotgun shells underneath here. We're going to decap one enemy, and we're going to stun all the rest. So, the first enemy we're going to encounter on the stairs over here. Be careful of him. He can be a little bit closer if you're a little slow here. He won't be here in this run, I don't believe, but he can be, so just keep that in mind. Stun him, bypass. Guy laying down next to the rook plug, we're going to decap. And the guy after him, we're going to stun and bypass as well. This guy here. Decap. Stun. Continue. I would also recommend grabbing the knife down here. Only because this knife can be used as a defensive item in place of the grenade. You want all those grenades for either the G-Mutants or Super Tyrant at the very end. Preferably Super Tyrant, to be honest with you, but a lot of times you end up having to use 1 to 2 grenades on the G-Mutants. You can actually get through there with 0 grenades used. It's just really hard, really uncommon. But it can totally happen. If that's something you guys want to see, I'll run a game and save it. And basically I'll rerun it a few times through there and I'll show you how to do that. It's kind of luck-based, but not entirely. Does take a little bit of skill and a little bit of luck. Basically, the second G-Mutant you'd have a little trouble with because that's where the luck comes in, is when you shoot him in the neck, he either dives down into the water, giving you enough time to get the F out of there, or it doesn't, and then you're hosed. Because without the Magnum, the shotgun is not going to break through the protective layer that it has and the eyeball before it grabs you. Plus the other one's behind you trying to also get you, which is bad, so sometimes you get a double dose. This will be a little bit less efficient than some of the other runs I've done. I am going to use the handgun a bit here. We do still have a few bullets, and we basically don't need them at all anymore. So I think, if I remember correctly, we're just going to go ahead and use those up on the zombies ahead. 212-8 is the combo for the safe here, for the final shotgun upgrade. One-shot decap, very nice. Two-shot decabs, holy crap. For some reason I don't remember this run that well. But yeah, that's very, very lucky. I expected to use 5 to 10 bullets per zombie in here. Doesn't really look like that's going to be necessary. This zombie in particular gets up a lot, so I just wanted to make sure, especially since I have the extra rounds. I do remember doing that, but I do that a lot because I've had that zombie get up multiple times. The other two tend not to get up after I shoot. I'm not sure why. That one in particular, I don't like staying dead. Don't forget to grab that extra grenade there. When you go past this G-Mutant here, you want to stay to the left. Hard left. Like up against this shit wall here. If you do, he won't stun you when he pops out of the water. If you don't, he will stun you. But I will tell you that it is possible to still get through the situation without needing to use a defensive item there. Just keep trying to run. And as far as I know, it doesn't actually damage you when they stun you like that. It basically just causes you to like move or stumble. Basically just need to get the rook plug there. When you get that rook plug, go fast. Don't hesitate. You know, you still got those other zombies in there, so go quick. Once it gives us that little head wobble, we're gone. She gone. Now we're going to go and put some stuff away, as well as place the rook plug. And then we're going to go deal with the, as Carsey puts it, the Oregon Trail. It is quite the ordeal. Definitely could end a run there, that's for sure. We're gonna go back. If we get lucky, we won't have to use too many grenades. I really don't remember what ended up happening here, so we'll see.
Oh my god, this is getting worse.
Basically, you want to stay to the right of this one. You want to shoot him and then pop him up and then squeeze to the right. Sometimes it won't let you for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. We'll see if it does here. Oop, it did not let me. So we ended up using a grenade. I think I did it a little bit too slow as well. Possibly. can see here, I got a little turned around. So that didn't help too much. But we did end up shotgunning that guy. That's kind of a waste of ammo, to be honest with you. However, I did get the second one to go down and die. So that saved me there from having to use a second grenade, which is really, really good. And make sure you don't forget about that zombie and just get out of there as quickly as you can. In the second playthrough, there's 2 extra zombies in that room. One you're going to want to deal with, the other one you can just bypass. And then there's also an extra zombie in this room as well, on the floor. Try not to forget that one, because he will get you. This is always the same solution, so just make sure you have enough space before you come down here. I should have mentioned that you need 4 slots, 2 for the plugs, 2 for the flamethrower. We absolutely need the flamethrower. Do not forget, because you'll definitely regret that. It's basically impossible to beat some of these enemies without it. I mean, you could, I suppose, if you're just really good at the game, but doubt you're watching this playthrough if you are. Not to be elitist or anything, but this seems like that wouldn't really be the case. Unfortunately here, I kind of chose to chance it. There's about a 50% chance he wouldn't pop up right there. And we did not get lucky. So this is actually one of the worst Oregon Trail runs I've had. We barely get out of here without actually taking damage. And I had to use 2 grenades. Ideally, you'd want to get out of here using 1 or 0 if at all possible. That would be the ideal situation. Extra zombie is going to come over and fall in. Don't worry about it. Ignore. Back off the one that's charging you. Make sure he doesn't grab you, and you're good to go. If he does grab you and you don't have a 3rd grenade, you are going to get hit right there. And in case you're wondering what the plug solutions are, if you're facing the hint wall, the left-hand side is going to be King, Bishop, Queen. The right side is going to be Knight, Rook, Pawn. As you'll see shortly. For G2, we want to have 2 flash grenades. You can keep one and grab the other one from the area where the crane is if you want to, or you can just carry 2 with you like I am. It really doesn't matter. This is basically the exact same strat you use from the first playthrough as well. So it's not like it's really different in that way. It's pretty much the same thing. The power switches are 2, 3, 4. Then we want to try to follow the hose here to get him to slam down. I wasn't getting far enough over right there.
Jesus Christ!
he stops coming down with the claw, you can basically just shoot at him there a couple of times. That's just to get his... Basically, you want to have it to where he hits the wall behind you and not have him right on top of you when you're trying to jump down here for that hold section. So what that does is it just gets your timing just about right, where you don't have to worry about it. And believe it or not, I was actually so far ahead, I kind of used an extra flash there, which was my fault. I should not have done that. Don't do what I did if he's that far behind you. Just use the one flash and wait till he jumps down here before you fire. Burn him down to 100. Ish. Back off, because we want him to be over here further so that we have more time for the crane to get over. Wait till he comes over. Not too long though, because he's going to try to hit you, obviously. Go ahead and hit him with the rest of your flamethrower. And then go, as soon as he goes down, you want to hit the crane. But you also want to make sure that you get the rest of your flamethrower on him. And I even hit him a couple times with the shotgun here, just to be sure. Completely unnecessary, but, you know, more of a guarantee that I don't have to worry about the crane not killing him. You shouldn't need to do that, though.
Let's hope that's the last of them.
The cable car will take us down to Nest. My wristband's our ticket to ride.
Nice. Where'd you get that?
Borrowed it. Anyway, we're almost there.
Going down to Nest. Not much to really say. Until we actually get into Nest.
This may be a one-way ride.
This tram is bound for Nest. Do not exit until the final destination. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. For your safety, stand clear until the doors are fully open. Welcome to Nest. Enjoy your visit.
Okay. I wonder where the G-virus is.
Don't forget the shotgun shells in that little side office there. Inside the cafeteria, you need to be very exact. You don't have a ton of time in here before you're just overwhelmed. So hang a right, grab the grenade, straight back down this way, grab the flamethrower fuel. You can reload this if you want. And head up the ladder at the very back. If you do it just like I show there, you won't have any problems, but it does have to be pretty darn quick. Definitely can't hesitate too much in there. Sometimes that guy can be a little tricky. He can be left, right, or straight ahead. Sometimes he'll be like right up against the door. So just be real careful. Make sure you remember to get the regulator. That's really important for G3. This next part's going to be optional. Again, since this isn't a speed run, I'm kind of just doing everything like easier, better, or just making it, you know, to the point where I have more slots just because I can, you know. I'm not worried about a time crunch, so that's kind of whatever. And because the signal modulator is literally right there, instead of having to grab it out of the east area and then come back, or I suppose you could get done with the east area and then go back in here. Either way, be aware sometimes there's a zombie in here, like there was there after you come back in. But like I was saying, you can do it in the first and second run-throughs in hardcore if you want to. You don't care too much about the extra like couple minutes it'll take to do that. I mean, I'm under an hour and 30 minutes in this run, and I've done a lot of things that definitely have slowed me down, so it's not like it really matters, because I believe, what, you need like a 2-hour run or less for an S+, I believe. So you're going to be well under that. Even if you go and get the Magnum, you're still going to be under that. Obviously, would have had to do that before now. I kind of like the run without the Magnum, to be honest with you. You know, having to backtrack and go get the Magnum is kind of tedious because, you know, you're going back into RPD. Basically, everything is dead. The only thing that's there is the liquors that are in your way, if you even go that way. It just takes a lot of extra time, and if you can beat the run without it, I think it's just a better, cleaner run to just not even bother. It does make the Oregon Trail part really difficult, though. Above average difficulty there. A little nerve-wracking. Definitely doable. And then, of course, you have the whole thing with that is like if you use 2 grenades like I did, now you have less grenades for Super Tyrant, so you have less stuns. Which means you're going to have to perform more dodges, as you're going to see. So the code to open the latches is 5831 and 2048. If you were to look at it like a cell phone dialer, I think I mentioned that before in a different in case that wasn't clear. Don't forget to grab your gunpowder, and we've got a grenade here, very important, especially since we already used 2. And then the final puzzle or solution to this is blue, red, green 3 times. That will solve the final mystery puzzle for the pesticide here. If any of the IVs get in your way, you're going to see what to do. Basically, you just pop them. Make sure you hit one of the growths, the little orange growths. That'll cause them to be stunned for just a brief moment, and you'll be able to get around them at that point. I don't recommend killing any of them. There's no real point in killing them. Just get around them as easy as you can. It's also worth noting that if you didn't know, they one-shot kill you if they grab you. So you're going to be wanting to carry a knife around this area just in case you do get grabbed. If you're like me and you haven't saved, you're going to end your run right then and there if you didn't. Some more shoddy shells. grabbing the flamethrower so we can just go ahead and reload it. A lot of times I do this just because I have a tendency to forget for some reason. So if I store both the ammo or the reload, whatever you want to call it, the extra fuel in there, sometimes I'll forget to pull it out and put it in. This is another nice thing about the second playthrough is you get to run through here until you come this way. So you get a lot of stuff done before you even have to go through that room, which is really nice.
Welcome back, Dr. Lee. You have
Basically,
five new
you know, the only time the liquor is going to pop out is when you come that way. So as long as you do everything you need to do in there before that, you know, you don't have to worry too much.
cooling complete.
I particularly enjoy the lab more, nest more on the second playthrough, that's for sure. The signal modulator is more advantageous, and because of that, you don't have to deal with the liquors as much. I mean, you'll see, I just basically bypass the liquors. I don't even bother going back through there. Literally just go around them. There's a zombie there, don't care. There's a Ivy here, we're going to stun. I missed there, but that's okay. Watch out for that zombie there. If they get up a little too quick, you could get bit. So, and sometimes they will be crawling and not walking. That would also hose you. So just be really careful. Same thing with the IVs here. If you need to, stun. I would highly recommend just stunning them anyway. They do have like a zombie lunge, so definitely could grab you there. And remember, we still got to get through this other room too, so we don't want to use our knife right away if we don't have to.
That did the trick.
Warning. You have
So any of the IVs that are laying on the ground like this, you can just use the knife to pop their little growths, and they won't get back up if you do that, which is really nice. If the growths are visible, obviously, you know, if they're not, you're probably not going to be able to pop them. And if you go quick enough, you may not even need to stun the one that I stunned. You might just be able to run through there without even worrying about it. I did that on purpose just so that I wouldn't have to worry about it, basically. And we actually got kind of lucky there. The second one didn't even grab us, but if it did, I would have just turned around and left. After it grabbed me and I used the knife, I wouldn't have cared. I would have just left. You have a little bit of invulnerability, it seems like, after you use the knife as a defensive item, so.
Hopefully the G sample's up there.
Another grenade here on the floor next to the body. And the final use of the signal modulator. Basically all we're doing now is we're just looking for the G sample, and then we're going to have to do the G3 fight afterwards. For the G3 fight, we want the shotgun, as much ammo as we can get. At least one knife. That's basically all we need. We need to time our dodges correctly and get him to swing in a way that, you know, lures out his eyes where they're able to be hit, where we're not going to get immediately wrecked. And that's easier said than done.
All right, now back to Ada.
Attention. Unauthorized removal.
You'll see me grab basically all the shotgun ammo I have. And that is just simply because we need it. Don't forget to grab your flamethrower. Literally screwed that up. You need the flamethrower. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Do not forget the flamethrower. You absolutely need it so that when you shoot the eyes out, you can burn them down. I have no idea where my head is today. I apologize.
of a level 4 virus detected. The
I've literally done that on a run too, where I'll forget the stupid flamethrower and then realize it after I'm in there.
Class A breach detected. Class A until target is neutralized.
It was a bit risky there, but I think it was worth it to pop that shoulder eye. The shoulder eye is really difficult to pop sometimes. So we baited out a really hard slam, which is a perfect opportunity to go ahead and give him the flamethrower. Birth by fire. Put him down to 172. A lot of people say to go to 150. I don't like to do that because he's already moving around at that point and it's way more dangerous. We'll have plenty of time to burn him down more later. Barely dodged that, by the way, but we did manage it. The back eye is gone. You'd probably want to be a little closer than that, but that is risky. Here I decided that it wasn't worth it to try to go for the shoulder because unfortunately I kind of ran out of time with him doing that, with pulling out that conduit or whatever that was. Here he actually landed on it, so if I didn't have a knife here, that would have been the end of the run right there. That's exactly why I tell you to have the knife. It does happen. It's not common. It comes with the combo, lunge. I was going to try to sneak around there, but I think, you know, I realized that was like a really bad idea, so I just didn't. Here we get an opportunity, and that's it. Burn him down the rest of the way. Basically, you're just waiting for your opportunity while also trying not to get pinned in a corner. And you gotta be really careful, like the long lunges and slams are not too hard to dodge. The jump is not really that bad either. When he does that like four repeated attacks that are super wide arcing, that's usually when you're gonna get one that catches you. Watch out for those. You see him swinging wildly, just stay away from him for a little bit. And as you can see, G3 is DED. All we need out of this room is 2 flash grenades and a hand grenade. That's it. The handgun ammo and the rest of this stuff, it's not really anything I need. There's no reason to even bother looking for the other stuff. I don't even know why I came over here. There's nothing over here. There's like handgun and Magnum ammo. Here's the other flash. And then on the other side of this is where the hand grenade is. Because the only enemy we have left that we need any of that stuff for is Super Tyrant. There's no shotgun shells in there, so you don't get any benefit there. Kind of interesting there isn't shotgun shells in there, actually. I don't know why they chose to put handgun ammo in there. Kind of weird. I mean, I would have rather them put no handgun ammo and maybe like 2 or 3 boxes of shotgun shells at 2 or 3 shells each. I think that would have made more sense. Because who's trying to beat him with a handgun? I guess if he ran out of ammo, maybe. Maybe they had to for like the average player or something. I'm not sure. I guess that's possible. Again, not to be an elitist, I'm just trying to figure out like their state of mind for that. The Super Tyrant fight is probably one of the worst fights in Resident Evil 2 for me specifically. I have a lot of trouble beating this particular boss without getting hit. So if you're doing this and you're just trying to get through the game, it might be a good idea to save like right before you go in there. In fact, it's right out this doorway. Down there at the bottom on the right hand side is the last typewriter in the game. Or at least the last typewriter before Super Tire. Might be a good place to save if you're even remotely concerned that you may not make it through the fight. You're trying to do no damage or whatever. And I encourage you guys to do no damage runs. If nobody's like, if you're watching this and you've never done one, do one. They're fun. They're definitely difficult, but it kind of like, it's the way I imagine survival horror should be. Considering that, like, in Resident Evil lore, if you get bit even one time, you're infected. So, you know, you really don't want to get bit or cut open by anything. Obviously, the game would be way too hard if they did that for most players, but still, you can do it. It's not that bad. And then for the final fight, all we want, or excuse me, the second to the last fight, because it's the second run, we want grenades and flash grenades. That's it. And I think I might actually take the shotgun here as well. I was thinking I might need it for the zombies that come out of the last door, in case I didn't have an extra flash grenade. I actually end up with 2 extra flash grenades, believe it or not. So I do pretty well here. If you don't have enough flash grenades, you only need 1, but if you end up with none, be aware that you may need to shotgun your way through those guys. Basically, we're just going to stun and damage him and not get hit. It's pretty simple. At the start, he's going to try to swing at us a lot, and then as he gets hit, he'll start lunging at us, like jumping at us. It was very close right there. But hey, inch or a mile, right? Doesn't matter. And I know I'm lower on grenades here and flashes, so I'm trying to buy time. Did get him to jump. That's really good because it's a massive waste of time. The debris actually does that twice to me in this. It falls down and actually stuns me twice. It's kind of unfortunate. He jumps again, which is nice. Now he's at the far side, which is what we want. Here I was hoping he would jump again so I could just buy more time, but he didn't. So I actually got really, really lucky there that I turned around and ran before. He didn't actually hit me there. I guess when he landed it kind of has like a shock effect or like a stun like the G-Mans do. But I'm actually not hurt there at all. In hardcore, you can't take any damage without it putting you in at least caution. And I actually wasted a flash grenade there, believe it or not. Ironically. I could have actually had 3 flash grenades instead of 2. But I didn't know that the sequence was going to end right then. I didn't want to chance it.
You have arrived at the bottom level.
And then here I actually end up using 2 flash grenades. We actually only needed 1, but again, I'm just being cautious. Waiting till some of them come in here, roaming around towards me, and get rid of one. And I throw another one in the door. This is simply because some of them in there may not have been stopped. Was not trying to chance that right at the end of the game. And because we saved that extra rocket, now we have enough to kill G4/5 with 2 rockets and some shotgun shells. And we're going to fire both rockets when the eye appears, and then we're going to hit him with shotgun shells until he dies. I don't remember exactly how many it is. I want to say like maybe 12 shotgun shells. You do have to do 1 reload.
You want more bullets? Be my guest.
It's not even a big deal because it's not like you're dodging here. It's not like anything's trying to hit you. So, that's it. That's the rest of the run. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more content like this, let me know. Suggestions, I'm open to them. Hope you guys have a good one. See you next time.
So, are you guys like boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, we're just. Well, we actually just met last night.
Yeah. That would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Look! He might be able to give us a ride.
What if it's not just the city?
Get Sherry out of here.
Come on.
Hey, that was Live Another Day by the Great.
He was friendly.
So, is it over?
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine. Come on.
Hey, you guys can adopt me.
Adopt you.
We can get a puppy
Puppy.
and a parrot.
Parrot.
I always wanted pets, but my mom said they're too messy.
Next up on this boring Wednesday is a song to get your blood pumping.
Where did the time go? Running scared for so many years, and now I'm here. I look round, but I don't see anyone. Everything I love's come and gone. I walk alone with a loaded gun. What went wrong? There's two sides to every story. The defeat of the pain of the glory. It all burns away. But how did it go so wrong? Now it's all gone. Where did my life go? I look in the mirror, but what I see, it ain't me. These streets are paved with fantasies of what the other half can be, but now it's flying in the breeze. There's two sides to every story. The defeat of the pain of the glory. It all burns away. But how did it go so wrong? Now it's all gone. Forget yesterday. It ain't worth the pain. It ain't worth the pain. The pain of remembering. There's two sides to every story. The defeat of the